What's up, my Triple Lovin' YouTube friends? Cheers. Kentucky cold snack. Brewed in La Crosse, Wisconsin. That's yummy stuff there. So, we had Freedom out over the weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed that trail ride video because that was a complete blast. Me and Trenton finally out on our two sleds. It was a freaking hoot. I was actually hoping to leave it up there for our ride next week, and we have our big Tamarack to Lawler ride and show. It's more of a ride for me. It's fun, and but they do have a snowmobile show for the vintage snowmobiles and whatnot. But we just go for the entertainment and the bonfires and the camaraderie and all the people that are there. It's so much fun. But I had an issue, so I had to bring it home. We'll get to that though. But I had to trailer it back home because it was going to be easier to fix at home than it was going to be up there. But bear with me for a couple minutes here. Now that Freedom's all done, I actually want to, Megan, come on over here. We'll stand in front of the sled here. I actually want to thank a bunch of people that either donated to the snowmobile or gave me great discounts on some of the stuff that I had them do for me. So I want to recognize those people. Megan's going to read off the names, and then I'm going to tell you what they did for me to help out with this project. But like I said, this was a 14-month-long project. Oh, and I never did say the weight. 520 pounds on the scale. That was with 4 gallons of gas in it, full of antifreeze, and 2 quarts of oil in it. I was a little surprised. I thought it'd be a lot lighter. Trenton's Three Fingers came in at 496 with about the equal going on with the fluids. So a little heavier than Three Fingers, but God, the thing feels so light when you're riding it. In that video, you can see it's effortless to dangle the skis. Absolutely effortless. It's extremely snappy. I put a little bit more weight at it, but I think I'm going to pull some back. I'm going to play with the clutching a little bit more. Put it that way. I put 60-gram weights in it, but I think I'm going to back it back off to 58s. See if I can find a happy medium there. But God, the thing's just a freaking animal on the trail. But Megan, let's read the first name off here.
Justin Ketter.
Justin donated the flywheel that I needed to run the XCR 600 ignition system on this Ultra engine. I put out a deal on Facebook. I was looking for a flywheel, and Justin donated that flywheel. Thanks again, Justin, for the flywheel.
Jamie Bernard.
Jamie Bernard is an outstanding guy. He's really into powder coating all these heads. He takes and redoes the heads, powder coats them, the water rails, a bunch of other stuff. He gave me one screaming deal on an XCR 800 fuel pump. If you ever bought one of these fuel pumps for an XCR 800, they're $200. He gave me a screaming deal on a lightly used one. And he sent me all of his needles that he had for rack TMs, TM38s. These rack carbs actually don't run on this engine. They're for XCR 800s. But he sent me all the needles that he had so I could tune this thing in. And I end up actually running just stock XCR 800 needles in there. It loves it. It absolutely loves it. I'm at 410 jetting right now. I could maybe go a little leaner, but next weekend for the ride, it's going to be pretty cold. So I think I'm just going to go with the safe right now and leave it at 410s. But I think I could go down 400, maybe even 390. My EGTs are really safe. But I think for now, we'll just go safe on it. So next one.
Corey at A Blast.
Corey at A Blast. A Blast is in East Bethel, Minnesota. Corey did a couple of the parts for me. He powder coated my tank, the back side of the clutch cover here, and my close off panel on the back of the tunnel back here. These were a couple parts that I didn't have done when I had the other stuff powder coated. And Corey did a small run for me, and he'll sandblast and he'll powder coat. He has 2 shops, but the one in East Bethel here, he can actually sandblast something as large as a freaking 40-foot trailer. His sandblasting booth is ginormous. So if you ever need if you're in Minnesota, if you're here in Minnesota and you need something large sandblasted, get a hold of Corey at A Blast in East Bethel. And or if you got some small parts you want to just ship to him, and he can blast it and powder coat and ship back to you. He does all that kind of stuff. So Corey gave me a screaming deal. He did it at less than cost. He's a veteran, and he really appreciated what I was doing here. So he gave me just an absolute screaming deal on it. Next person.
Clint at Race Coatings.
Yep, Clint at Race Coatings, Wyoming, Minnesota. He did the ceramic coating on the pipes. He's one of the only people in this 5-state area that does this process of this Cermachrome on the pipes. He does all the powder or all the ceramic coating, the black or this Thermochrome. He does it for players. He does it for bikemen. He does it for a bunch of exhaust manufacturers in the ATV and snowmobiling business. But he did all the powder work coatings that you see of the tunnel, the trailer. He did 95% of it, and his price was absolutely crazy. I mean, he practically gave the stuff to me. He, like I said, once again, huge discount on it. And I did a tour of Clint's shop out there, and I did a video of his shop stuff. So once again, thanks to Clint at Race Coatings, Wyoming, Minnesota. If you're looking to have pipes done like this, give Clint a call over there. They're one of the only places that can actually do this. So super great job on them. I've got quite a bit of runtime on these things, and I got pipes on other sleds I've had done for them, and they'll look like this forever. That finish is never going to change. So next person.
Shane Jackson at wedgelife.com.
Yeah, Shane Jackson, a huge guy in the snowmobiling. He does shirts, flags. He does bar pads. He's doing a lot of the decals and stuff now, the iron-on decals for your side of your seat covers and stuff. He does dash plaques. He does a lot of that kind of stuff. So get a hold of Shane at wedgelife.com. Or you can find him on Facebook too. He's in almost all the groups. Shane Jackson. He donated the decals for the side of the seat on this, and he's given me shirts. He's given me other stuff. Shane's a hell of a guy. He's a great guy to have in this sport hobby, because like I said, he's redoing some of the retro t-shirts and stuff with different snowmobiles, the wedges on there, the XCs, the XCRs. He's printing the shirts again with them, and they're just a huge hit. People just love them. They got these old wedge sleds, and they want their shirt to match the snowmobile, just like we did back in the 90s when we were buying them new. We had to buy a shirt too. So he's redoing all that stuff, and he's doing a great job at it. Thanks again, Shane, for what you donated to the sled. Next person.
Mark Trotter.
Mark Trotter, another great guy. I don't know where he finds this stuff from, but he finds all kinds of little doodads and stuff for the snowmobiles, brand new in the packages. But Mark came up with this taillight cover. This was a huge deal in the 90s also. If you had a wedge, you had to have a taillight cover on it. I don't know why you had to have it, but you had to have one. And he donated the blue flap to it too. Thanks again, Mark, on that. He's always got that kind of stuff. He got headlight covers, this stuff. He's got the snap-on stuff for the radius arms and all that, and the stuff for the side of the tunnels. He said, I don't know where he finds it, but it's all brand new in the packages. You can find him on Facebook, Mark Trotter. He's in a lot of the players groups and stuff. So thanks again, Mark, on that.
Tim at tim.precisionpumps@gmail.com.
Yeah, Tim's the water pump building guy. Tim has donated a lot of water pumps to my builds. And once again, he knocked it out of the ballpark on the water pump on Freedom here. If you can see it down there, it just blends right in with all the other polishing. Tim did a phenomenal job. So I'll put Tim's email. I'll put a lot of these emails right in the description here so you guys can get a hold of Tim. But he's doing the water pumps for the Ultras and the XCR 700s and 800s. Rumor has it he might be looking at the XLT ones, but that's just a rumor. So don't take my word on that one. But Tim, he's absolutely the best in the business on the water pumps.
Rick Gessler.
Rick Gessler. Yep. I had to add him in the list because any kind of a donation, you've got to be recognized. And Rick, he came out to the shop to visit me one day. He came over from Stillwater, and he brought me a 12-pack of Kentucky cold snacks. And that's what I started the video with, he brought me a 12-pack of this stuff. This stuff is absolutely delicious. He says when him and his buddies go out west mountain riding, they always buy up a couple 12 packs, cases. I don't know what they're buying, but he said that's kind of their deal when they go out west, him and his buddies, to get them cold snacks. So they're delicious and they're cold. Is that the end of the list, Megan?
No, there's one more.
One more.
Jason Marta.
Jason Marta. Jason Marta is my behind-the-scenes clutching guru. I can ask him anything, and he'll give me an answer. And he kind of steered me in the right direction on the clutching on this thing. We were very close. I just had to throw a little bit more weight at it. You know, you never know with some of these motors on where the porting's at and exactly what kind of power they're going to put out in these racks. You know, probably put out a little bit more power than what a round slide. I don't know. This motor hasn't been dynoed, but that might be something I might look into this summer, is actually have it dyno, because I'm curious as hell. I'm thinking 150-ish. It pulls like a freaking animal. I mean, it's like a freaking unbelievable. Probably one of the more powerful sleds I've actually ridden. And trail riding this thing the other night, we did 20 miles and we did it fast. And it was just an absolute hoot. It handled great. Maybe a little light in the front, but it steers really good, but you just can't really power your way through a corner. You have to kind of burp your way and then power out, and you point and you just aim it in the direction you're heading. So thanks for reading all the names off for Megan. I'm glad I hope you guys stuck through all that. I really wanted to recognize those people on a build like this. Anything helps. I mean, they could have sent me an ink pen or a pencil and just to keep notes of all the stuff I'm doing, and they would have got recognized, because anything absolutely helps. I hope you guys enjoyed the trail riding video over the weekend of me and Trenton. I actually did some more videos, some of me on Thing 1. That's Thing 2 over there. Trenton's doing some carb work on it. But I did some video on Hooker, also, the 94 RXL. So, oh God, what do you think about them cold snacks? They make you belch. So yeah, and so I did a bunch of videos. I'll get them up in the next few days, some riding videos. But this is what I had to deal with. This is why Freedom had to come home. Is I got a crack on my mounting tab on the back side of my clutch cover, and it was just easier to bring home. Because I'm gonna have to sandblast this out, being it's powder coat. And I think I'm gonna continuous weld. What I did was 2 short welds and a long weld over here. And I think what I'm going to have to do here is probably just continuous weld this all the way down. And hopefully that will cure it. But I'm really happy with the look of the inside of the clutch cover. I mean, this is the look of just taking it off. And my clutches apparently are lined up pretty damn good. Don't have a lot of clutch dust. My clutch wear looked really good, or the belt wear looked really good. So now I actually got like a 1/4 inch of float to my secondary. Some people say 3/16, some people say none. I'm running about a 1/4 inch. I know a lot of the race guys back in the day, they'd put so many washers, they'd put such a long bolt and so many washers, there'd be like 1 inch of float. And, you know, each to their own, I guess, whatever you think works better. But I'm running about a 1/4 inch of float, and it seems like that secondary is wanting to follow that primary just fine. So yeah, we'll get that buttoned up. Get that fixed. And like I said, if anybody's going to the Tamarack ride this weekend in Tamarack, Minnesota, rides goes from Tamarack to Lawler. We'll be there. So yeah, I'm sure you'll see us, I'm guessing. I got my red, white, and blue USA suit I'll be wearing on this thing. It's a quite attractive little onesie I bought. So, but that's it, guys. I'll get some work done on this thing. And next weekend we'll be on our big ride, and we're going to have a blast, and I'll do a bunch of videos of that too. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for all the support, and see you on the next one.